Shalom Akim, Yehovah Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rukwakwadesh. Love, honors, and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone of well, and the Akim fighting in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai, sincerity and truth. So you see on the screen the little snapshot of what Jake had to endure during the time of Katrina. So I'll play the video. Just gonna let you know, man, martial law is no joke. It's going to be a terrible time in Babylon, man. A time of Jacob's trouble. Because, Jake is impoverished, man. It doesn't matter how high Jake makes it in the society, the curses always find a way to creep up on Jake, man. So, end of the day, man, it's going to be rough. But for the man of the Lord, you got to have faith, man. Because it's going to get crazy. So, I'll play the video. And I get the precepts to go along with it because it's no joke, man, when all hell breaks loose in Israel society. It's not just Jake that be catching hell, but it's Edomites too, man. You have Edomites preventing other Edomites from going through their neighborhoods because they're not they're not from around, It's gonna get messed up. It's gonna be a breakdown of society, a breakdown of law and order. Alright, so here's video.
Today, a federal jury convicted 5 current and former police officers in the shooting deaths of unarmed civilians 6 days after Hurricane Katrina. Bigad Shaban reports on the case that has focused national attention on police corruption.
It's going to be all right because justice has been served.
Sherelle Johnson has been waiting 6 years for this day. Her 17-year-old son, James Brissett, was on the Danziger Bridge looking for food when he and 5 other unarmed people were confronted by police. The officers claim they're responding to a report that gunmen were shooting from a bridge. The police...
This time around, well, even back then, it wasn't just police, man. You also have people in the neighborhood, Edomites in the neighborhood, not allowing Jake to pass through, for certain reasons. Looking for a safer location to stay alive and survive. Jake will have money on him, but for him to, to make it to safety, he has to go through Esau's neighborhood, and Esau wouldn't want that, and then you have Jakes that were on the police force that killed other Jakes along with other Edomites. So it lets you know, man, it's gonna get messed up in these last days. All right, and people are gonna be sad, man. Pregnant women, children, grandpa, grandma, folks are gonna die on the spot, because they can't get the medication. There's a blockade, Some say the government will have a blockade. Sure, gangs will have blockades too. Neighborhoods will have a blockade. If you're not from this neighborhood, you can't come through. So that's how messed up it's gonna be in these last days, man. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. People will be living in constant fear of their lives. Rationing will be at an all-time high. Violence will be, going through the roof. 911 will be overwhelmed, and hey, just imagine when there's an EMP. So just let you know, man, all hell's coming down upon Babylon. You can't ignore it. It's gonna happen. All right. So I'm gonna play the video some more and get some precepts.
Opened fire as soon as they arrived. Brissett was shot nearly a dozen times. He and another man were killed. The officers then covered it up, falsified reports.
And you can see the Edomites there, and you got Jake's, So just let you know, man, hatred is gonna be, reach a boiling point in this society. All right. So I'm gonna read the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, verse 17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Why? Because he's seeking safety. All right. He's seeking a location to be to take care of his family, to check on his family. But hey, the Lord that by Shemesh has already happened. Even when you read verse 15, 2 Ezra 15 and 15 says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." There's gonna be a real war, man. You know, race wars, civil wars, gonna come to that because the elites want it to happen so they could squash the people and have their new world order. And the Lord wants it to happen so the Edomite elite would think they will have a new world order. But the whole goal of the Lord is to destroy Esau's society, Esau's government structure, his government, you know, his army, his economy, his, Esau's riches, man. And that way he could set up a righteous kingdom, the kingdom of the Israelites, you know, ruled by the Lord there by Shema Shai. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So let you know, man, it's going to be a hail of gunfire, man. In these last days, Esau knows it. You know, you can see all the incidents of, cops raiding people's homes, gang shootings, school shootings, shooting in the workplace, shooting in the neighborhoods, shooting in the commercial avenues, whatever. So it's gonna happen, man. You know, Esau knows it's gonna happen. He can't avoid it because he needs to use this card, this trick of violence to oppress the people, so he could clamp down. All right, so he could pass down more legislation.
And planted a gun at the scene.
The citizens of this country will not, should not, and we intend that they will never have to fear the individuals who are called upon to protect them.
The bridge shooting became a symbol of police abuse and the chaos following Hurricane Katrina. Ronald Surpass is the new chief of police in New Orleans.
It's clear that our department failed in some critical ways in the post-Katrina environment.
Surpass is now working with the U.S. Justice Department.
Oh, and this is nothing, man. The Lord just showed us that it's just a sign of things to come. You just wait when all hell goes down the toilet, man. You know, cops are gonna lose it. You know, gangbangers are gonna lose it. The correction officers are gonna lose it. You know, it's gonna be so crazy, man. Then add the prevention of people from buying and selling. They do not have the RFID chip. You know, explosions here and there, terrorist cells here and there. You know, agents going rogue because they're pissed off at what they've been sold. They sold a bill of goods. They sold the drink of that so-called cup of patriotism, and now they're upset that they can't do anything about it but lash out. But hey, it's what the Lord about Shema Shai planned, So it's gonna get crazier, man. Hurricane Katrina was just child's play. You just wait to see what's gonna happen, man. When you have all these troops on the streets with all their, tanks, and all their Humvees, drones flying and helicopters, buzzing around neighborhoods and cities and states, ships on the coasts, all that madness, man. So it's gonna be crazy, man. And then add World War III to that. So just imagine, what's gonna happen, man. When folks can't get what they need to survive, they're gonna lash out. All right.
Reform a police force that had become notorious for corruption.
Our department as a whole has continued to provide an excellent service, but this is a damaging moment. This is a damaging issue.
To change that, Surpass instituted a 65-point reform plan. And since becoming chief, he's fired 35 officers and suspended more than 200 others. In all, more than 1 in 10 members of the New Orleans force has been disciplined.
No question that anything that was broken here can be fixed. It can be.
But for Sherelle Johnson, the pain is still fresh, still real. Justice brings some comfort, but little else.
They took the twinkle out my eye, the song out of my heart, and blew out my candle.
But hey, get a heart of faith in the Lord about Shema Shai. And as we one more precept. So this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's exactly what we're looking forward to, man. You can't ignore what's going on, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then you read the book of 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. It says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Alright? So the Most High, even when you read verse 2, says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the heights will begin to visit the world which he made. So, Esau might have blown up the levees, the hurricane might have gone over, pushed the water over, the levees broken, all that stuff. It's still at the will of the Lord, all right? So, I expect more madness to happen, man. Expect more destruction and natural disasters, because that's the time we're living in, man. The time of pestilences and diseases and so-called natural disasters, the breakdown of society and the economy. That's exactly what we're experiencing now. And then how the tension between the so-called world powers, you know, so it's getting messed up, man. People are just smiling, but they don't have no assurances that they're gonna live to have a productive and blissful life, because Esau society is out the window.
The 5 officers found guilty today will be sentenced in December, and Scott, 4 of them could face life in prison.
Thanks, Begod.
It's on the Danziger Bridge looking for food when he and 5
looking for food, and that's to have food is no joke, man. To have food, it's not a joke, man. People gotta eat. People gotta eat. And that's one thing people don't understand. All right, and all right. So I'm gonna read
other unarmed people were confronted by police. The officers for food when he and
so when that a little bit more.
Was on the Danziger Bridge looking for food when he and 5
Yep, he and 5 other people,
looking for food when he
looking for food. Rewind that one more time. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. So when all hell breaks loose, man, folks will be looking for stuff like this, man. Looting and home invasions, because they're looking for something, man. Folks will be raiding banks to see they could steal an ATM and get some cash. Folks will be looking to steal RFID chips, chop off people's heads. So, folks will do everything to survive, man. Prostitution and all kind of madness, cannibalism, bestiality, all that stuff is going to happen. So we just got to pray the Lord, by Shema Shai protect you in these last days, man, because a lot of folks are not prepared mentally. They're not prepared spiritually. The best thing you could do is prepare yourself spiritually. When you're an Israelite, it's all you have, man. Hope in the Lord. We have, if you read Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10, don't just read it, because it's always good to read the scriptures. All right. So this is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10. It says, the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So that's exactly what you gotta hope for in these last days, man. You don't have any other assurances in Esau society. All right. Nothing is concrete in Babylon, man, but destruction. All right, so just have faith in Lord Yabashim. That's where our confidence got to be. And it's nothing for you to worry about, man. Just pray the Lord, that keeps you ready and sharp in the spirit, because it's going to be a lot of crazy things happening, man. A lot of things are going to, make you get angry and sad and all that stuff. But that shouldn't push your faith over, all right? So just make sure you pray the Lord Yabashim strengthens your resolve and helps you hold on to the end. Shalom.